one more upload up tonight, and this one is a tag video that I've been meaning to do for a while, but had honestly been too lazy to write down the questions for. That was literally the only holdup. So this is the That Type of Person tag. If you like, I can leave the questions in the info box below, or you can just write them down as you watch the video and, do as you will. So I'm gonna just jump right into it. So question number 1 is breakfast, lunch, or dinner? That's already a trick question for me because I definitely don't have normal eating habits, and it's not uncommon for me to only eat like once out of the whole day. And if I do that, usually it's dinner, so I guess my answer is dinner. But in terms of actual foods available, oh, it's hard because all of them have really good things because there's so many yummy breakfasty foods, but then again, there's really awesome lunch foods, and then obviously there's dinner, but generally I just like food. If I could only pick one, it would probably be dinner. So, okay, do you drink the milk from your cereal? I'm lactose intolerant, so it's never a smart idea for me to do that, but does it mean I don't do it? No, it doesn't. Do I do it every time? No. I generally try and play it by ear because I've found that over the years I've built up a little bit of a tolerance again with it, because I found out I was lactose intolerant, dairy sensitive, and had a mild dairy allergy. Yeah, I had a trifecta at 9 years old that all seemed to hit it about once. Yeah, really bad combo, by the way, telling that to a 9-year-old, but, so for a while there, I couldn't have it at all. And it's gotten to where I can have it, like, on cereal and generally be fine, but if I go to drink the excess milk in the bottom of the bowl, I may or may not feel so great. So, generally, I play it by ear with how my stomach feels going into it. If my stomach feels perfectly fine, I'll usually risk it if my dog's not, like, at my heels whining for the bowl, and it was actually a type of cereal where she can have the milk without it hurting her. Like, if it's a chocolate one, she can't have it, obviously, but, if it was just something like Kix or Chex or something, I might give her the milk, but, if she's not there whining and my stomach feels fine, I usually at least try to give it a go, drinking as much as I can from the bottom of the bowl. Sometimes I get, like, halfway through and my stomach's like, nope, you thought, bitch, you thought, but, then there's other days where I was perfectly fine eating the cereal, but then when it gets to the milk in the bottom of the bowl, I so much as just look at it, my stomach's like, nope, don't even try it. You know better. You will regret that move if you try and drink that. So on those days, I just don't. So it's a mixed bag on that one. When you're in the car, CD, radio, or cell phone? Yet another one. I feel like it's a trick question for me because I don't drive, so I'm always at the mercy of being in someone else's car and whatever they allow. But out of those three, if it were up to me, out of those three and I had all three at my disposal, it would probably be CD. Window or aisle? I feel like I like the idea of a window seat more than actually having it, because when I actually have it, it kind of tends to freak me out. But the aisle seat, I don't know, I hate that everybody has to walk past my legs to get in and out of there anytime they have to go to the bathroom or anything, but on that same token, I feel less claustrophobic on the aisle seat, so as much as I like the idea of the window seat, I think I'm gonna have to say aisle seat because that's where I always end up, is the aisle seat. Fold or scrunch? Fold or scrunch what? Are we talking about laundry? I'm assuming we're talking about laundry, and if that is the case, if there's room to fold them up and actually put them away properly, I will fold them, but more often than not, the drawers are full, and I've run out of hangers, and in that eventuality, I will kind of just toss the clean laundry at the foot of my bed, and pull from it each day until I either run out of it, or until more hangers free up, or more dresser space frees up, whichever, and I can slowly put away the rest of it that way. That's a terrible answer, but I am being brutally honest with you guys. Like, no joke, there is a pile on the foot of my bed right now as we speak, for that very reason. So, body wash or shampoo first? Which one do I do first? I'm like trying to like mentally go through. Let me scooch the camera a little bit, but trying to think when I get in the shower, I turn on the water. I'm like going through the motions in my head, trying to think which one does come first. I get all wet, and I feel like I do a quick once over with bar soap first. Then I get the shampoo in my hair and I let it sit on my hair while I actually use like shower gel on the rest of my body and wash my face and stuff, and then rinse it off, and then wash it everything else one more time, and then do the conditioner on my hair. And while I'm rinsing off and like shaving my legs or whatever needs to be shaved, I let the conditioner sit on my hair and then I rinse that off. But so whatever order I just said that in, I'm pretty sure there's your answer. Next question. Typically stressed or relaxed? Have you guys like ever watched a video on this channel? You know the answer to this. You know I am perpetually stressed out because anxiety. It's like in my DNA to be stressed out all the time, every day, despite my best efforts. Just some days I'm less stressed out, but I pretty much always have a baseline of some degree of stressed out, which is ironic for somebody who isn't even properly employed or anything. Patient or impatient? By nature, I am like the most impatient person you will ever meet. But in like the past several years, I have tried to work really hard to train myself to force myself to be more patient. That is part of some of my painstakingly slow craft projects, is trying to teach myself that for certain things in life, you have to be patient, whether you like it or not. It will eventually pay off, but you have to learn to be patient. So, yeah, it's one of those nature versus nurture arguments, because by nature I'm impatient, but by nurture I'm trying to train myself to be patient. Schedule or go with the flow? Oh, dude, I'm so type A. I'm absolutely schedule driven. Like, I cannot deal when I don't have everything planned out to like the tiniest letter and detail. Like, you don't know how many months ahead I schedule my YouTube videos. Granted, I'm always changing them around, even with that schedule, and moving everything around for it anytime I so much as pop in a single additional video, but I am all about scheduling. So, that one. What did you want to be as a child? What did I want to be? I wanted to be a lot of things as a child. I mean, probably originally I wanted to be like a fairy princess, but everybody wants that. Realistically, I wanted to be a doctor. Specifically, a gastroenterologist. Yeah, I was like the weird little 7-year-old who went around even using that term, and knew exactly what it meant, and had my reasons why I wanted to be one. I don't want to be one anymore, but at age 7, that just, for whatever reason, fascinated me to no freaking end. I don't know why, but, excuse me, but, yeah. So that was probably the first real career that I ever wanted super badly. That didn't pan out, partly because germs and I'm a germaphobe, but more importantly because college didn't happen. So there's that. And then I wanted to be a rock star, which obviously did not happen. It is never gonna happen, as much as I would love it to happen, but I don't have that kind of talent or anything. I'm sorry, I distract myself by looking at my cousin's Instagram post, but yeah, whatever. Sorry, she's at Disneyland for her sister's bachelorette party, and I'm jealous. So there was Rockstar that didn't pan out. What else did I want to be? I wanted to be a Disney Imagineer. Part of me still wishes that one could be a thing. And then I started hitting an age where some of the things I wanted to be, I started making happen, even though they were like small scale versions of them. Like Webmaster, I made that happen for a while. Even with a fairly important client, I made that happen for a while. And then everything started to be moved over to app based, and I don't know how to program apps, so that effectively took me out of that market. Um, I wanted to run a brand of my own. I currently do that. It's not a very big one, it's just a little Etsy shop, but I technically own one. Um, I wanted some type of a job where I could just type things all day. I do data entry work like every day of the week, not on the weekends, but the weekdays I do that whenever work's available for it. I mean, so they were small scale versions of stuff, but oh gosh, yeah, I don't know. There was a bunch of random short lived phases that I went through that I thought I wanted to be like a vet until it dawned on me that if I were a vet, I would have to see cases of animal neglect and abuse, and it would break my heart, and I wouldn't be able to cope with it. But more importantly, there'd be cases where I'd have to put an animal down, and I would never, in a million years, even with it being the humane option in some case, I would never, ever, in a million years, be able to bring myself to do that. So that took that one out, and there was a point where, oh gosh, um, because of family history, I wanted to be a childhood oncologist, which I guess goes along with the other doctory type job I wanted. I don't know. Like I said, college never happened, so I never got to live out that calling as much as I wanted to. But I don't know. I went through phases on and off of wanting to be a psychologist, but there's so much schooling involved for that too that no, and not only that, but the realization that I give really good advice, but then when people don't listen to it, it makes me angry. Just that would not be a good recipe for a therapist. So I don't know. I'm gonna move on to the next question anyway. Prankster or not? If anything, I would say very low-key prankster, but mostly not. Dressed up or dressed down? Ooh. I would say currently, generally dressed down. But there was a point in time where pretty much no matter what the occasion, I wanted to be dressed up. Granted, my idea of dressed up and everybody else's idea of dressed up were two different things, but by my standard of dressed up, like, I wanted to be dressed to the nines for everything because I wanted to make a good impression on people. And pretty much that only stopped when I stopped being able to wear high heels. When it started messing with my hips and my back and my knees, anytime I tried to wear them, even for like so much as half an hour, it kind of defeated the purpose of even really wanting to dress up anymore. It took the fun out of it for me somehow. I don't know, I adored being able to wear high heels, and without them, kind of wrecked it. So, at this point, definitely a dressed down person, even for events where I should be dressed up. At this point, I just dress for comfort, so. Favorite article of clothing? Oh, I don't think I just have one, though. I could only pick one. What would it be? Part of me wants to say my long sleeve Paul McCartney shirt just because of sentimentality and for how much that thing cost. Part of me also wants to say my blue Beatles t-shirt that fits so wonderfully that just, it hugs every curve in all the right places, and I don't think I own another shirt that fits nicer than that one. Even if it didn't have the Beatles on it, I would be in love with that shirt just for the way it fits. But I have other stuff in my wardrobe too that fits awful nice as well. Like my sweater dress that I think I've worn 2 Thanksgivings in a row because it just looks so cute. Goodness, what else? I'm trying to think without actually going through my closet. When it still fit, my black leather jacket, I adored that thing, but the arms on it are too narrow now. I don't know if I put on too much weight to where, I mean, my arms don't look chubby, do they? But I guess there's just enough flab down here to where it like cuts off my circulation if I try and put it on. I always feel like I'm gonna rip the jacket if I so much as lift my arms above like this level, so I can't wear it anymore, so I just have it awkwardly on display in my room without being able to wear it. Kinda sucks. If we're including accessories, my favorite article of clothing used to be a really easy one because it was my little black hat that I used to wear everywhere that Kimberly destroyed years ago by smushing a lipstick into it. And since it was black suede, there's no way of running that through a washing machine, so that was the end of that, and I've never found one that was just like it, looked identical, fit identical. I've never found another one that I liked as much again. So that's a thing. Back when I could still wear heels, I adored all of my pairs of go-go boots. I had a collection of go-go boots. Can't wear them anymore. It kills me. But I do have some Beetle boots with low heels on them that I can still wear occasionally. So, if I'm not on a high pain day anyway. If I'm on a high pain day, I can't even wear those. And those only have heels about this high, so if I can't even do those, you know I'm in major pain from the waist down already. So, I don't know. There's lots of things that could count for favorite article clothing. Which instrument would you like to play? Which instrument would I like to play right now, or what instrument would I like to be able to play? Very different question. If it were what instrument I'd like to play right now in this moment, probably piano, honestly, but if it could be any instrument just at all and magically be able to play it, drums, hands down. I've always wished I could play drums, but as long as I live under my parents' roof, I'm not allowed to have a drum set, so womp womp womp. At least not unless it's one of those electric ones where I could plug in headphones, and it's not the same though. Come on, that's not the same. If I have drums, I want them to be real so I can make some real noise, you know. Anyway, East Coast or West Coast? Well, I live on the West Coast, but I feel like my heart is in the East Coast. Always has been, and that might be because my grandparents were from Vermont. I've always felt a draw to the East Coast. Most of my friends have always lived on the East Coast. Just all the cool things seem to happen on the East Coast. I always feel like I should have been born on the East Coast. And it's ironic because all the people I know on the East Coast wish they could live on the West Coast. So, I mean, the grass is always greener, right? London or LA? Oh, that's a no-brainer. It's gonna be London. Come on. That's me you're talking to. Favorite holiday? Another easy one. That would be Christmas. How big is your bed? A queen-size bed. It's quite nice. Given that I grew up with a twin-size bed up until we moved into this house, and I always had issues with rolling off of it in the middle of the night, since I've had this one, not once have I had that problem, so I guess I just need a little bit more wiggle room. Do you sleep with open or closed door? Closed, always. Not just my bedroom door, but my bathroom door and the closet doors. Nothing can even be the tiniest bit ajar, or I cannot sleep. It fucks with me. Just, my imagination will run away with me, even though I logically know nothing is behind them, but it screws with me. Do you sleep with your sheets tucked in or out? I never tuck, man. Fuck, I mean, honestly, how often do I even make my bed? But yeah, even if I were to tuck them in, I would just kick them off, because I totally have some degree of restless leg syndrome, and I toss and turn all night in my sleep, because legit, I had this show up on a sleep test one time, that I have panic attacks in my sleep every single night. So, with that in mind, I toss and turn a ton in my sleep, and even if I had the sheets tucked in, they would just get yanked out in no time anyway, so it seems like a losing battle to even bother, so I don't bother tucking them in. I just throw them over me, and I'm good to go. Have you ever stolen anything? Regrettably, that answer is a yes, but not from a store or anything. Why did I get the 20% battery thing? This is plugged in, isn't it? Let me retry the wire, because that shouldn't be giving me that message. I'm very suspicious. Hold on. What is going on? That is so strange. Hopefully I didn't fry out my wire the rest of the way while I was live streaming earlier, because that is really bad. Let me show you the sad state of affairs of this poor wire. Yeah, that. So, hopefully it'll do something, but I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah, the question about have you ever stolen anything? Nothing major, but just stupid shit when I was a teenager. From my cousin's house one time, I tried to steal computer games, and even at that, it wasn't like true trying to steal. I wanted to borrow them, install them on my computer, and then send them to work with my dad to return to her dad, like, the next day. Why didn't I just ask to borrow them? I don't fucking know. But at 15, it seemed like a solid choice. And it was not a solid choice, because I got overconfident, and I took a big stack of them, which very much got noticed before we even got in the car on the way home. And my cousin called me out before I got out of the car, and my aunt insisted on seeing my bag. Yeah. It was not good. Let's just put it that way. So, technically, yeah, but it was like a really pitiful, sad excuse for it, because it wasn't even so much of wanting to take it to keep it, it was just wanting to borrow it to install it, because they were games that would run without needing the disc, and then send them back. Basically, I just wanted to pirate her fucking games. So I guess in a roundabout kind of way, that also counts on that level too, but anyway, I was 15, you know, we all do stupid shit at 15. Okay. Tattoos or piercings? I have no tattoos. I used to have my ears pierced, but twice over, but they're closed up and they are not going to be redone. They have caused me nothing but problems both times I had them pierced. They flared up horribly. Even just like pinching them a little bit to have clip-ons, they tend to flare up. It's not worth it to me. So, let's see. Do you smile in every photo? No. Have you ever peed in the woods? I can safely say that I have never been asked that question before in my life, and the answer is no, but what an odd question to throw into this tag, you know? I mean, I guess that makes it unique, but no. Have you? I'm sure somebody's taken this tag who can say yes to that, but I'm not that person. Now, if the question had been, have you ever peed in an open field, then I could say yes to this, but in the woods, no. Let's see. Concert or amusement park? Concert, duh. Music or books? Oh, shit, you're pitting two of my favorite things against one another, but, I'm gonna have to say music, even though I'm a book lover, but I love music more, and a lot of the books I'd be reading are about music, so music still wins. Animated or reality? It depends what it's for, really. They both have their place. They both have times where one is better than the other. It just absolutely depends on what the thing is, and without having a specific example, I don't think I could fairly say one over the other. Letter or email? Ooh, that's a good question. it delights me to no end to receive snail mail, even though it's so rare that it ever happens anymore, but it's thrilling when it does, right? Um, but convenience-wise and cost-effectively, email wins, and that's why everybody uses that, because there's no cost involved with email. You just send it and go, and you can send however the fuck money you want, and you don't have to pay for a stamp every time. You don't have to worry about the weight of it for the length of the email. It just is what it is, and off it goes, and it's there instantly, no waiting period, so that's wonderful. So, if I had to pick one over the other, it's a lot more practical to go with email, as much as it does still delight me to get snail mail. First concert? That one's always a trick question to me, because there's technically two answers. Because I never know if, like, the county fair actually counted or not with a concert there. Because if that counted, then technically my first concert was Little Richard. Because they had him playing at the county fair when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I was still obsessed with him at that age, so I went and it was wonderful. But first concert I actually had like full-on tickets to and everything was Ringo Starr, and that was 1997, so that would have made me 12 for that. And I have no regrets about that. Let's see here. Do you own a record player? Honey, I own 3 record players. Like, I'm not even saying that to be a dick. That's truth. I have, like, my big one that has, like, nice speakers built into it and a CD player and a radio built into it as well. So there's that one. And then I have 2 USB ones. I only have 2 because I upgraded the old one. But I hold on to the old one in case something ever happened to the nicer one. I'd still have... That one is a backup in a pinch. But the whole point of having those is the USB nature of it makes it so I can convert things onto my computer. So that's why I have those. I still would like to upgrade even better than what I have of the nicer one. If I ever do that, then I'll probably get rid of the current less nice one that I have right now and keep the one that's better right now, and then whatever the upgrade is, and then the one that currently is better would be the lesser one, but it would be the backup. You know, it makes sense in my head anyway, but yeah. So, sweet or savory? It really would depend what mood I'm in, but probably sweet. I feel like more often I would go for sweet over savory, but there are definitely times I would go for savory over sweet, but more often sweet. Do you speak any other languages? Italiano. And a little bit of American Sign Language, but not very much. I started taking it in high school, but that was also the year I switched into home study. So I only got like a month and a half into it. I about learned the alphabet and how to spell my name and a few very basic words, and that's about it. So if that counts, then yeah. But it wasn't very much that I ever knew of that one. Okay, next page. There's only a few more questions to go, don't worry. Okay. Can you roll your tongue? Yep. Can you touch your nose with your tongue? Yep. Can you whistle? Yes, I can. Have you ever won a spelling bee? I've never been in, like, a proper tournament-style spelling bee. Like, I've never been in a school that did those. They were just, like, the in-classroom ones, just against the other students amongst your classmates, but there was, like, no prizes or anything. But if we count those, then yeah, I did win, because I was always bomb as shit at those. But I always wondered what it'd be like to, like, get up in front of the whole school, or however that works for, like, real spelling bees. But I was never in public school for elementary school to find out what that was like. So, kind of sucks, because I would have rocked the shit out of that. I totally could have earned a trophy. Or is that just a thing that happens on TV? Do they actually give out trophies for those? See, this is how disconnected I am from what actual public elementary school is supposed to be like, so yeah, I don't know if that's just one of those things, it's like glamorized for TV but doesn't actually work that way, or if it actually does work that way, so let me know in the comments down below if you know. Let's see. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes. Big time. And I have had experiences. And the last question, do you believe in aliens? No experiences, but yes, I do believe in them, because it is an awfully big universe we live in, and that's kind of conceited to think that we're the only high intelligence beings in the entire universe. And that's just if we have one universe. Who knows? There could be multiple universes, and you think we're the only ones that have intelligence? Honestly, no. I absolutely believe in aliens. So, do I buy into all the conspiracy theories? Some of them are a little more sound than others. Some of them I put a little bit of stock into, but mostly those are kind of hokey sounding. But do I definitely believe they exist somewhere? Oh yeah, definitely. So, that was the last question of this tag, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if any of you guys feel like doing it, you should absolutely do so, and let me know in the comments if you did, so I can be sure to watch your video and see what your answers were. So, as usual, if you like this video, click the like button. If you're not already in like to be, click subscribe, leave comments down below, and until next time, bye!